Audiobook Summary: Rich Dad, Poor Dad. A book by Robert Kiyosaki. Rich Dad, Poor Dad is one of the best-selling personal finance books of all time. Since its release in 1997, it has sold over 40 million copies and been translated into more than 50 languages. It spent years on bestseller lists like the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal, and built a global following through word of mouth and real-world results. In this audiobook, you will learn all the key lessons from Rich Dad, Poor Dad in a short, clear summary, designed to give you the core insights quickly and effectively. Most people spend their lives following a path that emphasizes education, employment, and the pursuit of job security. They work hard, earn money, and rely on a paycheck to sustain their lifestyle. But despite their efforts, many remain financially insecure, burdened by debt and dependent on others for stability. This is not due to a lack of intelligence or discipline, but a lack of financial education. True financial success begins with a shift in mindset. It requires an understanding that earning more money does not automatically lead to wealth. Instead, it's about learning how money works, how to grow it, protect it, and use it to build lasting freedom. Relying solely on a job creates dependency. Building assets creates independence. Financial literacy is the foundation of this transformation. It involves learning the difference between assets and liabilities, recognizing the traps of consumer debt, and developing the discipline to invest wisely. Wealth is not built by working for money, but by learning how to make money work for you. This is a call to challenge traditional thinking about success. It's an invitation to break free from financial struggle by pursuing knowledge that isn't taught in schools. With the right mindset and understanding, it's possible to move beyond survival and begin building lasting prosperity. Chapter 1. The rich don't work for money. Many people spend their entire lives working for money. They go to school, get a job, and trade their time for a paycheck. This routine becomes their norm. Wake up, work hard, pay bills, repeat. But the financially successful take a different path. They understand that working for money will never lead to real freedom. Instead, they focus on learning how to make money work for them. The average person is caught in a loop created by fear and desire. Fear of not having enough money pushes people into jobs, while desire for comfort and possessions drives them to spend what they earn. As their income increases, so do their expenses. This pattern becomes the rat race, an endless cycle of working harder just to stay afloat, with no true financial progress. This happens because most people are not taught how money actually works. Traditional education teaches people how to earn money through employment but says little about financial independence. Without this knowledge, people believe the only way to succeed is to work more or climb the corporate ladder. But even high salaries don't guarantee wealth if the money is mismanaged. The wealthy operate with a different mindset. They prioritize financial education. They study how money moves, how assets generate income, and how to minimize liabilities. Instead of reacting to fear and desire, they build systems and habits that produce long-term value. They don't rely on a job or a paycheck. They focus on building and owning income-producing assets. One of the core ideas is the importance of understanding assets versus liabilities. An asset puts money into your pocket. Examples include rental properties, stocks, businesses, and intellectual property. A liability takes money out, like car loans, consumer debt, and expensive habits. Many people confuse liabilities for assets, which keeps them financially stuck. Another powerful principle is the value of learning on the job, not just earning. A job can be a great place to gain experience, observe how businesses work, and develop new skills. But staying in a job out of fear or comfort limits growth. Wealth is created by taking control, thinking independently, and building sources of income that aren't tied to time. Emotion plays a big role. People often make money decisions based on fear of losing a job, fear of being broke, or on desire like wanting a bigger house or a new car. The rich train themselves to think logically about money. They don't act out of emotion. They act on knowledge and strategy. The chapter ends with a critical lesson. If you want to be rich, stop working solely for money. Use your job to gain skills and insights, but focus your energy on building systems that earn for you. That shift in mindset from employee to investor, from consumer to creator, is the first step toward lasting wealth. Chapter 2. Why teach financial literacy? Building wealth isn't about how much money you make. It's about how much you keep and what you do with it. Many people believe that higher income equals financial success, but the truth is that without financial literacy, even those with high-paying jobs can end up broke. The key to long-term wealth is learning how to manage money wisely, and that starts with financial education. Financial literacy is the foundation of financial freedom. It involves understanding how money works, knowing the difference between assets and liabilities, and being able to read and interpret financial statements. Without these skills, people often make poor financial decisions that lead to debt, stress, and long-term insecurity. One of the biggest mistakes people make is buying liabilities, thinking they are assets. For example, a house is commonly seen as an asset. But if it's not generating income and instead constantly costs money, through mortgage payments, taxes, maintenance, and insurance, it's actually a liability. People often go into debt to buy things that take money out of their pockets, thinking they are building wealth when in fact they're reducing it. The truly wealthy understand that assets are the only path to financial independence. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket: rental properties, stocks, bonds, intellectual property, or a business. By accumulating assets and letting them grow over time, money begins to work for you. This is how passive income is built, and eventually financial freedom is achieved. Schools teach academic and professional skills, but they rarely teach students how to manage their personal finances. As a result, most people enter adulthood unprepared to handle money. They know how to earn it, but not how to grow it. They fall into common traps: credit card debt, expensive mortgages, car loans, and stay stuck living paycheck to paycheck. Financial education empowers people to break out of this cycle. It allows them to see through marketing gimmicks, understand the true cost of debt, and evaluate the financial impact of their choices. With this knowledge, they can avoid common pitfalls and make smarter decisions that lead to wealth creation. Another important point is that money doesn't solve money problems. Financial intelligence does. Without understanding money, more income only leads to more spending. That's why many lottery winners and professional athletes lose their fortunes in a few years. Wealth is not just about what you earn, it's about what you understand and how you apply it. The chapter stresses the importance of teaching financial literacy early. Instead of waiting until financial mistakes pile up, people should learn how to build assets, control spending, and plan for the future. Teaching these lessons to children can set them up for a lifetime of financial independence and smarter money habits. Ultimately, building wealth isn't about luck or working harder. It's about learning the rules of money and applying them. By focusing on acquiring assets and reducing liabilities, anyone can change their financial future. The earlier these lessons are learned, the more powerful their impact. Chapter 3. Mind your own business. Many people spend their entire lives working to build someone else's business. They focus on earning a salary, advancing in a career, and being loyal employees. While this provides stability, it rarely leads to true financial independence. The lesson here is clear. If you want to achieve lasting wealth, you must learn to mind your own business. This doesn't mean quitting your job immediately or ignoring your current responsibilities. Instead, it means shifting your focus. Even while working for someone else, you must build something for yourself, your own financial foundation. That foundation is built by acquiring income-producing assets. Your business is not your job. Your job may pay your bills, but your true business is what you build on the side: investments, properties, intellectual property, or a venture that grows your net worth. The goal is to steadily grow a portfolio of assets that will eventually generate enough income to free you from dependency on a paycheck. Most people get caught in a trap. As their salary increases, their lifestyle inflates. They buy bigger homes, nicer cars, and more stuff, thinking it's a sign of success. But what they're really doing is accumulating liabilities. These purchases take money out of their pocket rather than putting it in. Over time, they work harder just to maintain the lifestyle they've built, never realizing they're still financially vulnerable. The rich avoid this trap by living below their means and directing their surplus income into assets. They understand that every dollar spent on liabilities delays their freedom. So, while others spend their money trying to look rich, the truly wealthy invest in becoming rich. One of the most important financial habits is to pay yourself first. This means setting aside money for investing before paying bills, buying luxuries, or covering day-to-day expenses. It might seem difficult, but it builds the discipline necessary for long-term success. That money becomes the seed that grows your business, your asset base. Another key idea is financial focus. Too many people are distracted by promotions, titles, and short-term raises. They confuse professional advancement with financial growth. But the wealthy stay focused on building assets, not job titles. Their mindset is not about climbing a corporate ladder. It's about building a ladder of their own. You don't need a large amount of money to get started. What matters is the habit of directing even small amounts of money toward things that grow: stocks, mutual funds, real estate, intellectual property, or a small side hustle. Over time, these consistent efforts compound and lead to major financial gains. The message is clear. Don't confuse your profession with your financial plan. Your profession may fund your living, but your financial plan should fund your freedom. Mind your own business, tend to your assets like a garden. Watch them grow. Reinvest the earnings. Let compound growth work in your favor. Financial freedom doesn't come from job security. It comes from ownership. Own your assets. Own your time. And most importantly, take responsibility for building your own financial life. That's the path that separates the rich from the rest. Chapter 4. The history of taxes and the power of corporations. Taxes have long been presented as a civic duty, but their history reveals a different story, one where the wealthy learn to use the rules to their advantage, while the poor and middle class carry the heavier burden. Originally, taxes were introduced as a temporary measure, but over time, they became permanent and increasingly complex. The irony is that the idea of taxing the rich was popular among the masses, yet in practice, it's the everyday employee who ends up paying more in proportion to their earnings. The rich understand something critical. The tax system rewards those who own businesses and invest in assets. They use legal structures like corporations to reduce their tax liability, protect their wealth, and grow it more efficiently. A corporation isn't just for big companies. It's a powerful tool that separates you from your income, offering tax advantages and liability protection. While an employee earns, gets taxed, and then spends what's left, a business owner earns, spends through the business, and pays tax only on what remains. This structural difference creates a massive financial advantage. Corporations allow for business expenses, travel, meals, equipment, education, to be deducted before tax is calculated. Employees, by contrast, have fewer deductions and less flexibility. This is why financial education matters. Those who understand the rules of money can use them strategically, while those who don't remain stuck paying more than they need to. The wealthy don't necessarily work harder, they work smarter. They hire accountants, learn about tax law, and build networks of advisors. They invest in their own financial education and constantly seek ways to make their money work for them within the law. By leveraging corporations, trusts, and other legal entities, they protect their assets and minimize tax exposure, while most people don't even know such options exist. The key takeaway is this: knowledge is power, especially when it comes to money. Understanding how taxes and corporations work isn't just for the ultra-wealthy. It's for anyone who wants to move from being an employee to an investor or entrepreneur. The rules of the game are the same for everyone, but only those who study the game learn how to win. Chapter 5. The rich invent money. Opportunities are everywhere, but only those who are financially educated recognize and seize them. While most people believe that making money requires having money, the wealthy think differently. They understand that wealth is not just about resources, it's about resourcefulness. This chapter emphasizes a powerful mindset shift. The rich don't wait for money to come to them. They create it by spotting value, solving problems, and taking calculated risks. Many people are held back by fear and cynicism. They fear losing money, making mistakes, or being judged. They doubt themselves, second-guess opportunities, and hesitate until the moment passes. Meanwhile, the wealthy embrace failure as part of the learning process. They see setbacks as valuable feedback, not dead ends. Rather than playing it safe, they explore, test, and move quickly on ideas others overlook. The difference lies in how each group views risk. To the average person, risk is something to be avoided. To the wealthy, risk is something to be understood and managed. With the right knowledge, experience, and mentors, risk becomes a tool for growth, not a threat. That's why financial education is so important. It reduces the fear of the unknown and helps people make confident, informed decisions. The rich also understand how to leverage assets to create new streams of income. They may start with little, but through creativity, persistence, and bold action, they multiply what they have. For instance, someone with real estate knowledge might turn a rundown property into a profitable rental. Someone with business sense might start a side hustle that eventually scales. Someone with investing skills might spot undervalued stocks before the masses catch on. The secret is not chasing money, but creating value. Money follows those who solve problems and offer solutions. The more value you create in the marketplace, the more income flows your way. The rich think in terms of value, assets, and returns, not in terms of hours worked or wages earned. This mindset is what separates the financially free from the financially stuck. Most people focus on working harder, getting promotions, and saving. While these are good habits, they rarely lead to true wealth. The rich, on the other hand, focus on building their financial IQ, staying alert to new opportunities, and using their knowledge to turn small chances into big wins. A key skill to develop is the ability to spot a good deal when others don't. That requires practice, research, and curiosity. It means staying informed about trends, industries, and economic shifts. It means being ready to act when the timing is right, even when others are hesitant. Over time, this habit of identifying and acting on opportunities becomes second nature. Chapter 6. Work to learn. Don't work for money. Most people enter the workforce with a single goal in mind: to earn a steady paycheck. They focus on job security, benefits, and climbing the corporate ladder. While this path may offer comfort and stability, it rarely leads to financial freedom. True wealth comes not from working for money, but from working to learn. The rich prioritize education over income. They view every job, role, or business venture as a stepping stone to gaining valuable skills. Rather than chasing the highest salary, they seek opportunities that build their financial intelligence, leadership ability, sales skills, and understanding of systems. These skills compound over time and create the foundation for long-term wealth. Most people specialize too early. They pick a single career path, doctor, engineer, teacher, and stay in their lane. While expertise can be valuable, it can also limit growth. The wealthy embrace the opposite approach. They become generalists first, mastering a wide range of skills across industries and functions. Sales, marketing, communication, negotiation, investing, these are tools they carry into every venture. One of the most powerful skills to develop is sales. Whether it's selling a product, pitching an idea, or negotiating a deal, the ability to persuade and influence is a key driver of wealth. Similarly, understanding marketing allows you to reach the right audience and grow any business or brand. Unfortunately, these are skills not often taught in traditional schools, yet they are critical in the real world. Another essential concept is learning how systems work. Every successful business runs on systems, automated processes, teams, workflows, and data. Learning how to design, manage, or improve these systems is a superpower. It means you can create income streams that work independently of your time and energy. The fear of looking inexperienced holds many people back from stepping outside their comfort zones. They avoid entry-level roles or trying something new because they feel overqualified or afraid to fail. But the wealthy are willing to start small if it leads to big growth. They see every new experience as training for future success. Even jobs that seem unrelated to financial goals can offer lessons. A job in retail teaches about customer service. A role in administration teaches organization and efficiency. A project in a startup teaches about risk, creativity, and agility. Each experience adds a tool to your skill set. This mindset shift, from earning to learning, transforms how you approach work and career. Instead of asking, "How much will I get paid?" ask, "What will I learn from this?" It's a long-term investment in yourself. Over time, those who continually learn and adapt outpace those who only work for security. In the end, the most valuable asset you can build is not a job title or bank account, but a mind equipped with skills, knowledge, and the courage to use them. When you work to learn, not just to earn, you set yourself up for opportunities far beyond a paycheck. Chapter 7. Overcoming obstacles. Building wealth isn't just about knowledge. It's about mindset. Even with financial education and a strong desire to succeed, most people still struggle to move forward. The reason? Obstacles rooted in fear, doubt, and bad habits. These invisible barriers hold people back more than any economic condition or lack of opportunity. One of the biggest obstacles is fear, especially the fear of losing money. Many people would rather play it safe than risk failure. But this cautious mindset keeps them stuck in the same financial patterns year after year. The wealthy view fear differently. They understand that mistakes are part of the process, and setbacks are lessons in disguise. By managing risk through education and preparation, they build the confidence to take action. Another powerful obstacle is cynicism. People often let doubt, skepticism, or the opinions of others stop them before they even try. They focus on all the reasons something might not work instead of what could go right. This negative thinking paralyzes decision-making and kills opportunity. Successful individuals, on the other hand, are optimistic yet realistic. They do their homework, assess risks, and make informed moves, but they don't let doubt dictate their future. Laziness is also a hidden roadblock, though it doesn't always look like traditional laziness. Sometimes it shows up as busyness, being too occupied with unimportant tasks to focus on what truly matters. People fill their days with distractions, chores, or entertainment, leaving little time for learning, strategizing, or planning. The wealthy make time for growth. They prioritize reading, networking, and building systems that create long-term value. Habits formed early in life can also sabotage progress. People tend to follow the money beliefs they were raised with, such as money is the root of all evil or rich people are greedy. These subconscious scripts shape financial behavior without people even realizing it. Breaking free requires consciously rewriting those beliefs and surrounding oneself with more empowering perspectives. Arrogance is another danger. Some people think they already know everything they need to know. They avoid asking for help, ignore advice, and resist change. But wealth creation demands humility and continuous learning. Those who are truly successful remain students of money, always open to new insights and better ways of thinking. The path to financial freedom requires inner work. It's not just about external strategies like investing or starting a business. It's about overcoming mental blocks, facing fears, and taking consistent action despite discomfort. Those who break through these personal obstacles gain more than just money. They build character, resilience, and true independence. Chapter 8. Getting started. Taking the first step toward financial freedom can feel overwhelming. With so much information available and so many paths to choose from, many people hesitate. But the key is to start imperfectly, boldly, and with purpose. Action turns knowledge into results. Without it, even the best ideas stay trapped in your mind. The journey begins by having a clear reason, a strong why. Building wealth requires persistence, and persistence is fueled by purpose. Whether it's to provide a better life for family, escape the 9-to-5 grind, or create lasting impact, a powerful reason will keep you going when challenges arise. Purpose gives direction, turning vague dreams into focused goals. Once the reason is clear, the next step is choosing what to learn. Focus on financial education that's practical and applicable. Study investing, real estate, entrepreneurship, marketing, and money management. Read books, attend seminars, and learn from those who've already achieved success. But don't just consume content, apply it. The goal isn't to become a financial scholar, but to turn learning into earning. One of the most effective strategies is modeling success. Look for mentors or examples of people who've built wealth ethically and sustainably. Study their habits, decisions, and mindset. Learn not just what they did, but how they think. Success leaves clues, and following a proven path increases your chances of reaching your destination. Start small, but start smart. You don't need massive capital or advanced credentials to begin. Simple actions like setting aside savings, starting a side hustle, or making a small investment build momentum. Each step strengthens confidence and sharpens your financial instincts. Over time, these small steps compound into big wins. Another key is focus. It's easy to get distracted by the latest trends or jump from one idea to the next. But real progress comes from consistent effort in a single direction. Pick a path, whether it's investing in stocks, learning about real estate, or building a business, and stick with it long enough to see results. Along the way, reflect and adjust. Take time to evaluate what's working and what isn't. Be honest about mistakes, and learn from them without shame. Every error is an opportunity to grow smarter and stronger. Ultimately, getting started isn't about having the perfect plan, it's about movement. Action builds experience. Experience builds wisdom, and wisdom builds wealth. The earlier you start, the more time you have to learn, adapt, and grow. Waiting for the right moment only delays your progress. Success favors those who begin. With clarity, focus, and consistent action, anyone can step onto the path of financial independence and create a future filled with freedom and opportunity. Chapter 9. Still want more? Here are some to-dos. The journey to financial freedom doesn't end with understanding concepts. It requires consistent action and ongoing commitment. If you're serious about escaping the rat race and building lasting wealth, this chapter offers practical steps to move you forward. First, commit to lifelong learning. The financial world is always changing, with new opportunities and challenges emerging. Successful people stay curious and adaptable. Make reading, attending workshops, and seeking mentors a regular part of your routine. The more you learn, the better equipped you'll be to spot valuable opportunities and avoid costly mistakes. Next, start building your asset column. Focus on acquiring income-generating assets rather than liabilities that drain your resources. This might mean investing in stocks, buying rental properties, creating digital products, or starting a side business. Remember, the goal is to create streams of income that work for you. Even when you're not actively working, develop a budget and track your cash flow carefully. Many people overlook how much they spend and where their money goes. Understanding your inflows and outflows is essential for making smart financial decisions. Look for areas to cut unnecessary expenses and redirect those funds toward building assets. Another important action is to cultivate a network of like-minded individuals. Surrounding yourself with people who share your financial goals creates support, motivation, and valuable connections. Networking can open doors to partnerships, investments, and mentorships that accelerate your progress. Avoid consumer debt whenever possible. High-interest credit cards and loans create financial drag that slows your wealth-building efforts. Pay off existing debts methodically and stay disciplined about not accumulating new ones. Debt-free living gives you freedom and flexibility to invest and grow. Start thinking entrepreneurially, even if you don't plan to start a business immediately. Look for problems to solve, ways to add value, and opportunities to innovate in your current job or personal life. Cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset sharpens your ability to create wealth. Finally, embrace patience and persistence. Wealth rarely appears overnight. It's the result of consistent, focused effort over months and years. Stay committed, learn from setbacks, and celebrate small victories along the way. Remember, the goal isn't just money. It's freedom, security, and the ability to live life on your terms. The path to financial independence is challenging but rewarding. By taking these steps, you move beyond theory into real progress. Start today. Take control. Build your future. Here are some final thoughts. Financial freedom is not a dream reserved for a lucky few. It is achievable for anyone willing to adopt the right mindset, learn the rules of money, and take consistent action. The path is clear but requires dedication, patience, and courage to break free from old habits and beliefs that hold most people back. Throughout this journey, the most important lesson is to think differently about money. True wealth is not about working harder or earning more. It's about building and owning assets that generate income independently of your time. It's about mastering your emotions, avoiding the rat race, and understanding how to let money work for you. Education is the foundation. Without financial literacy, even high income cannot secure lasting wealth. Investing in yourself by learning about money, taxes, investing, and business is the smartest decision you can make. Equally important is embracing failure as a teacher, overcoming fear, and developing resilience. These qualities turn obstacles into stepping stones. Taking control of your financial future means minding your own business. Whether it's starting a side hustle, investing in real estate, or building intellectual property. It means living below your means, focusing on asset accumulation, and creating multiple streams of income. And it means acting now even if you don't feel fully ready. Remember, time is your greatest ally. The earlier you start, the more powerful the compounding effect becomes. Don't wait for perfect conditions or permission from others. Your financial independence begins with your decisions today. This book's roadmap provides clear guidance, but success ultimately depends on your willingness to apply what you learn. Commit to continuous growth, surround yourself with supportive mentors and peers, and maintain focus on your goals. The journey to wealth is as much about personal transformation as it is about money. By adopting the millionaire fastlane mindset, you take control of your destiny. You stop being a passenger and become the driver of your financial life. In the end, the choice is yours. Will you remain stuck in the slow lane, trading time for money, or will you shift gears and accelerate toward freedom, abundance, and true success? The fast lane is open. The road awaits. It's time to drive.